falling freely from a branch above. The singing wind is cold and shrill. I let the wings unfold and fill with love, leading me on. They all warned me what would wait for me if I left the safety nest. They said it would end in tragedy, but we won't know until we fall what it's like to feel our fragile wings begin to beat.
That's a tune of ours called First Flight. It's about taking a leap of faith. And when you take a leap of faith, you don't really know if everything's going to work out for you. But you do it anyway because there's a sense of fate about it. There's a sense that you must do this. I think that feeling that we must do this is something that Kate and I have felt since we first met. And we immediately began working together on creative projects.
I feel like for Robert and I, we've always balanced each other out in terms of vocals and harmonies and lyric writing and music making in general.
I think when Kate came into my life, she reminded me of something really vital. You know, she had seen a video of one of my older bands. She looked at it and she said, "You can do that. There's no reason why you can't be doing that again." Not long after that, we started to sing together, and she was harmonizing to my melodies, and when I heard them, I just loved it. It really stirred me, it really moved me, so I felt that, okay, we should do more of this for sure.
Before I met Robert, I was performing a lot. I was performing other people's material. I was performing musical theater, mostly standards, old jazz standards, just basically, you know, cover work. And he really started to encourage me to explore the fact that I had stories and messages within me that were worthy of bringing to the world. Meeting and working with Robert, it was just natural. We just started, I would have like a melody in my head. I would be driving down the road or, you know, walking somewhere and just have this piece of a song stuck in my head, and I would bring it to Robert and he would help me finish it.
And I actually went digging through some of the journals that she had posted online on MySpace years ago. And
MySpace.
They were these sort of little poems, prose poems, but to me they sang. There was music in them, and I felt that Kate should be singing these things, that we should be singing these things.
And one of them, he said, you know, I have music that doesn't have any lyrics in it. Sounds like these words fit that music, and that ended up becoming one of our songs.
Crack, crack went my heart, and I tripped and fell right through. But I don't mind being broken into pieces over you.
I think everything that we do really comes out of this place of wanting to convey something that is felt maybe day to day, but not conveyed all the time. You know, Robert and I talk a lot about this feeling of innocence that people seem to forget sometimes, and we try our best to try to communicate from that place when we're creating and hope that it comes through.
And I think also There's a spirit here of just going for it, not getting too hung up with thoughts that, well, you know, I don't have X, Y, or Z, you know, or I need to do this or that or the other thing before I can try. Just going for it, because sometimes you find that if you just try, it often comes out better than you think. And who knows what can grow from just saying yes when something comes along and says, maybe you ought to try this. And I think that's been one of the sort of driving spirits behind this whole thing is, should we do it? Sure, why not? Let's try it.
2 summers ago, we decided, you know what, we just need to get out there. You know, speaking of just feeling like you need to do it. And we started playing everywhere. We started playing in New Jersey, we played in Maine, we played in Connecticut, we played in New York City.
We thought at the time, all right, let's just go. Let's just pack up the van and just start driving around and playing pretty much anywhere and everywhere that would let us play. We just felt excited by what we were doing and thought we should bring this out there. And so we just started playing anywhere. We played on street corners. We played in cafes, in art galleries, wherever.
Pubs.
Right. I did some in pubs. Some of those are hard to hear over the noise. We just kept doing our thing. And the thing is, you know, a lot of times we had this experience where the environment we were playing in was loud and noisy. It was hard to hear the music. And sure enough, eventually people would kind of gather around or stop and listen. And we felt like something was happening. People were getting this sound that we were putting out, and we're hearing it also. The thing that moved us seemed to be coming through, even in environments where it was hard to hear.
As easy as holding a hand. I knew that you could understand.
It is so much an inspiration for, I think, both of us, this place that we live in, and it really seems to speak to us and come through, I think, in our music.
There's just a really great natural energy here. There's lots of hills, rolling hills, and lakes and beautiful scenic areas and quiet walks and trails and places where you can really be alone with your thoughts and just with the natural world. And there's a real power to that solitude. It's very holy feeling. It's a really powerful experience to just let yourself feel like you're part of something that's really ancient and has been around since before you were even born and before anyone you ever knew was even born.
It awakens a sense of wonder, a sense of awe, just in all that is and is not made by us. And I think that feeling can translate into a kind of sense of childlike wonder that renews us and has a way of melting away feelings of jadedness or cynicism and just kind of puts us face to face with something truly awe-inspiring.